Q.
What's going on, everybody?
Uh, there we go. It just, I don't know. That one was like stuck for me. What's going on, everybody? Like Mike said, welcome to Buckeye BS on the Best Damn Media Network. We in here early. I see Gary. I see Chris. I got my guys Mike and Ron with me. What's good, fellas?
What's up?
What's
How's your
Man,
weekend, boys?
Man, I'm making it, man. I had some technical difficulties this morning, but hey, man, you just gotta adjust and adapt.
Yeah. I can still hear them coming
man,
through, but we appreciate you still being here. How about you, Q? How's your weekend?
Not too bad, man. I'm on the road, you know what I'm saying, out of town, but I missed you guys, so I couldn't miss the show because I'm a true professional, so you know how that goes. But yeah, man, just came in here, talk some ball. We got some stuff going on, but all good. So first, let me open with today. We're going to talk about the Big Ten schedule release that has come out. We're going to talk about should there be some more protected rivals. We got a little bit. We also got some random ones that's a little weird. And also, it's the year anniversary of the boys who have been terrorizing Twitter Spaces ever since June 24th last year. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, man, I do want to open with and Ron didn't want me to do it, but legend has it out there some aliens may have visited, this past few days, and I want y'all to know: is this real? What are your thoughts about the UFOs coming in? We gotta open with that.
I'm not even gonna lie. This morning, I opened TikTok, and the first video I saw was some girl with a video called "My 3 Red Flags." You know what her first red flag was? Believes in aliens, and I agree with her. You're fucking crazy, and that's my only comment on aliens. I don't think we were visited by anything. Anytime we start talking about aliens, they're trying to sweep something else under the rug. It's a distraction. Keep your third eye.
Well, me being a science guy, man, I definitely believe in aliens.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that we can be the only living organisms and beings on this earth. Plus, there is way too many different sightings, and there's a reason why NASA was all of a sudden reporting back to us citizens, and then all of a sudden the government was like, nah, it's kind of gonna be under the military advisement, and they'll report to the military first, and then we'll report what we want to the citizens. So, it was just the whole way NASA changed and everything. I was like, there has to be something else out there.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, Mike. I'm an aerospace guy, as you know. So I do think there may be some people not from Earth that have come visit it, but I do want to know: do they have two of them who are about 6'8", 315, can move, got good legs? We do need some tackles. We do need some tackles.
I'll take one. Sure. They can play left or right tackle.
That is the most important.
I'll watch alien football.
Yeah, they got eligibility.
It might be interesting. Yeah, it might be interesting. They can have their own league.
We'll say, hey, if you're not first, you last. We gotta get them now before the nation realizes they got good tackles out there.
These recruits aren't the only visitors this month, right?
Also, oh man. So that is true. Also, too, I do want to plug. The chat's bumming early. I do want to plug that me and Chris are gonna get together this week. I see him in the chat early. We are gonna have our State of the Program show, so you can hear us rant, get together off that. And if you want a little preview of how that goes, Ron, if you want to go to plug that video. This is what you can expect.
The video of Cam?
The video of Chris?
We don't have that one.
No, I haven't seen it yet. That's all good. Well, yeah, you can basically just hear a lot of ranting, but we're just going to cover State of the Program, do all our check boxes, and make sure that the program is moving nice. I do feel like it's going in a good direction, which we'll talk about a little bit today. But yeah, so moving on. There's a lot of people in the chat here. I see Austin. Let's see who else is in here. Gary's in here. Let's see. We not visited by them because they live in the core of the earth. Now that is a take. So it's about that. But yeah, then let's hop into the Big Ten schedule release, which came out, and a lot of new exciting games. One thing. So let me bring that up.
I have the conference schedule up, Q.
Okay.
Q, it's on the
my
screen.
thing's wrong, so I can't see it. All right, so I'm gonna start with Mike. Mike, is there any disappointments that you didn't get from the schedule, and what are you looking forward to on the schedule starting 2024?
I mean, honestly, man, what I'm looking forward to is killing the narrative, man. People still sleeping on the Big Ten, thinking USC or UCLA is gonna come in and run the conference, and I'm just waiting on that narrative to go ahead and be killed, man. As a football fan, you would like to see Ohio State probably, get a protected rival with Penn State, right? But understanding what's going on with the conference and with the league, I mean, they're kind of running this like an SEC model schedule. And to be honest, shout out to the commissioner for doing that.
Those are facts. Ron?
I like it. I feel like Ohio State benefited from this schedule. The 2024 schedule, they avoid Caleb Williams and USC. I believe they got UCLA at home. I think that is right. So yeah, we get the Ryan Day versus his mentor Chip Kelly. So I think that'll be a cool story. Maybe we'll get to see Dante Moore. That would be dope. All around, I think Ohio State benefited from it. Not really a giant fan of the new protected rivals, but I know we're going to get to that. But all in all, I'm excited to see what this conference is going to look like with the 2 new additions, the lack of divisions, and just all around shakeup to something that, you know what I mean, really hasn't been too balanced of a conference as far as, even when the leaders and legends, we always had one side that was stacked, and they went big and west, and then the east and west, and now the east is stacked. So some new blood in the conference, and then more of a distribution instead of having division. So all in all, I think this is a great move by the conference, and I feel like it's a step in the right direction to try to level the playing field with our friends down south.
Yeah, I'm with you. Honestly, I was a very traditionalist for a while. I'm like, man, I do not want to see the conference realign. I like the conferences the way we grew up with them and just those classic games, and it seems like balance. But bringing in USC and UCLA, man, it just gets my mind like dreaming about those matchups. Seeing Ohio State go to USC or UCLA eventually and play, in some warm weather late in the season, which is cool. Just seeing some matchups that you would normally see. Penn State going to USC, saying UCLA, I don't know, coming to Rutgers or Indiana. It just looks different. But I mean, I'm all for it. I think obviously I heard Michigan talking about they kind of got shafted in its first schedule. And I do want to say, man, the way y'all been on Twitter these past 6 months, whatever the time's been, y'all been talking crazy. You been talking crazy. If you want to be the big dog in the conference, this is your time. Don't cry about it. Don't whine. Don't say we got shafted. We've been at this game for a long time. Shut the fuck up. Go out, win your games, and you can be the big dog. That's all you gotta do. That's all I'm saying. So everybody complain about that schedule. Y'all remember the times we played 3 ranked teams coming off bye weeks? Like, you ain't hear that from us. What we do? We went out and won our games. So just to shut that down, they go win their games, then you can talk. So but for us, I like it, man. I'm excited for some new games. I think I really might try to make that UCLA game in 2024. And just to go see it, be nice. So maybe that's something we need to plan out and go do together. I think that would be a great time, especially catching some warm weather. That's really my thoughts on the schedule.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said we know Q like the West Coast.
Hey man, I got no problems with the West. You know what I'm saying? I'm like John Moran. I ain't got no problems with the West. I'll be out there. But yeah, man. But do want to ask y'all to follow up. Obviously, we're not playing Penn State at all. So do y'all think that as in it's not a protected rival? Do y'all think that's a game because that has been maybe the marquee game the last 5 years, really, in the Big Ten, I could say. So do y'all think that should be protected? What's your thoughts on that? I'll go with you, Mike, first.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think that it should or be forced, right? You know, Penn State considers us their rival. Ohio State fans or Ohio State, we've never really considered it, right? Now, when you want to talk about, you know, for the viewership and the matchups, who's given Ohio State consistently a great game? It's been Penn State. Like, I mean, back when everybody was saying, oh, the Ohio State and Michigan rivalry, it wasn't even really a rivalry. The game that people were looking forward to was Ohio State and Penn State, man. You know, so, I mean, it's a little bit mixed emotions on it. I mean, I don't believe in trying to force rivalries at all. I mean, honestly, I kind of like how Penn State, they kind of like the lone dog, the only team in the Big Ten with no rivals, you know, building up and possibly, you know, trying to beat up on everybody. So, I mean, it's not a big deal like everybody's making out to be. The conference is evened out. You got USC, UCLA in here, which makes the conference better. So there's no reason to cry about it.
Yeah. Ron?
I'm just shocked that they didn't protect the rivalry. Gene Smith had talked about this in the past when the idea of protected rivals came up, and he thought that he said that he valued the rivalry with Penn State. I don't know if Penn State considers us rivals. They call themselves unrivaled, even though their rival is Pitt.
They do.
But we know that. It was just interesting, the balance. Penn State, no rival, protected rivals. Iowa, 3. Then you have Ohio State with protected rivals like Illinois and Northwestern. I mean, I guess I don't really know what we're doing there. So, I mean, the game is protected, and I guess that's all that really matters. I don't know how ambitious you guys are, but I'm really not interested in locking in a trip out west every year to see one of those teams. I think UCLA is on the come up. USC is going to be a power like it's normally. So, I mean, I guess we got 2 cupcakes. I can't really complain about that. But overall, I think they protected the ones that they needed to. It was a little strange, but I'm disappointed to see the Penn State game go.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Definitely the Penn State game is one I would love to hold, but it's also 2, like Michigan, Penn State, and a USC or UCLA. Maybe a little tough, but I mean, it's Ohio State. I mean, I'd rather just go do it. I would love for us to go out west every year or have one of them come to Ohio State and just get to actually play those big time games. But the Penn State game has been the best game, and it's just it feels like a rivalry, even though it really isn't. And I know for them it is, but I would have loved to see it protected. And obviously with the playoffs expanding, you know, that risk of losing goes a little down as if it doesn't quite knock you out of contentions. So I would have liked to see it, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't make the decisions.
Imagine playing out at UCLA, USC, right? We've been trying to recruit out west and get a footprint hold out in some Cali schools, right? So imagine us going to those stadiums, right? You know Ohio State got big alumni base, big fan base on the West Coast. And we actually sell out and pack their stadiums. And you know USC, UCLA going to hype that up as a big recruiting weekend, hype it up so everybody comes out. But how is that going to look to those recruits there when, you know, Ohio State fans, Penn State fans, Michigan fans actually travel well, and there's more of their fans in that stadium, louder and stuff. Like, I really think this is going to help us in recruiting as well, man. And actually putting our, you know, actually making people be like, man, they actually play ball in the big. Like, I thought, you know, we was going to be able to go over there and do something, but they still holding it down like they've been doing.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I mean, that's why when we did our conference realignment or what teams we would add, I mean, that was mainly the base on all the teams I said at. I'm like, yo, give me recruiting ground. Like, let Ohio State go in there and play. Let Michigan go in there and play. Let these teams go in there, and we can start to pull some talent because players are like, oh, we can play there and still come back. So I'm with you 200%. Especially, I would love to see us go to USC. You just see the stadium all red. It look worse than a USC game. So I'm all about that 200%.
Would either one of you travel to go see one of those two? And if so, which game would you want to go see?
For my recommendations, it would probably be the UCLA game because I heard like USC is downtown and that's just a shit show to deal with. And apparently they don't really do the shuttles anymore. So probably UCLA because I don't like dealing with traffic, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that would be easier, but I just feel like where USC is right now, where they're trending, that's a big time game. So just going in there, I just feel like one, they'll actually show up. You show up when Ohio State comes into town. There'll be people in the stadium, and two, there'll be some meaning behind that game. I mean, I think the reason I don't like that that's protected is I felt like, especially with Michigan on the come up, a 3-team horse, if those 3 teams can maintain their level of play, and obviously USC got to stop losing to Tulane, of course. They're the 5th most known team in their state. So let's not do that. Let's not ruin the brand. And
they're number 1.
Yeah, so obviously with those 2 games, I would love to see us go there. That's the one I would want to be at and be like, wow, like I'm sweating through this one, and hopefully we can make it out.
Yeah, man, I would honestly. I don't even have a preference, man. It's cold. It's orange. It's orange around here. The air quality shitty. Get me out of PA. You got a trip to Cali for me. Ron is on the plane. Like, you're not gonna get a complaint either way out of me. You want to go hit Cali in the fall? I'm all for it. I will just tell me what time my flight is. So
yeah,
I'm with either one. So getting some warm weather on the schedule ain't a problem in my eyes.
Hey, Ron just going to random games down south. He had TCU versus Baylor.
Bro, did you see it's going to be 83 in Knoxville next Saturday? I'm headed there.
Oh, man, that's too funny. Yeah, but overall, that's our outlook. Let us know in the chat which games you were looking out. I haven't been looking, so I might have missed some, but throw those games in there you're excited to see. I'm excited for just the random games. Rutgers at UCLA, and I'm just like, what?
Think about this.
So weird.
USC playing at Happy Valley
go.
in a whiteout. Oh, they ain't never experienced nothing like that.
Yeah, I mean they've had a little beef for a minute.
Yeah, I've never seen USC play at Happy Valley.
Yeah, they had a little beef for a minute. So
the TK tell it they're the
like
Pac-12 champs too.
Nah, they've had in the Rose.
Go ahead.
I think his Wi-Fi.
I'd love to see it. We're back in 3.
On dial-up
yeah,
right
so
now.
Let's wait. I'm good. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
hey, chill out. Stop cooking my internet.
We were gaming the other day, right? And Cam was trying to explain why his Wi-Fi was bad. And after the game, our teammate dropped, Miss Ben's gonna say, "Yeah, I can't fucking play. I'm lagging because one of our teammates is playing on McDonald's Wi-Fi." I had to get off the game. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh man! All right, can you hear me now? Because I can hear you.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, bet. All right, okay. So yeah, all right. So let's jump into the wrap up. Let's jump into kind of a little bit of the anniversary, right? It is June. It is official visit season, and I know how great of a time Ron had last June, watching the recruiting visits come, watching us land guys left and right. The debut of the new Ohio State dynasty. Well, actually, quite didn't go that way. It went a little bit of the other way, but it did give birth to an organization that has now took over Twitter and is haunting people in spaces everywhere they go. Some group of couple dudes, maybe known as Locker Boys or something, something like that. Some group with some random name. But
yeah,
I do want to start with you, Ron. It is June. I know you said we stopped recruiting last May, but Are we turning the tide here? Looks like NIL is back in the game. Are we turning the tide here? Are your hopes up, or what do you expect from this June recruiting season?
More of the same. I mean, I want to be optimistic right now, but I mean, I feel like we are about to have a locker boy bonanza like we've never seen before. Like, I'm worried about Larry right now. He whiffed last cycle. We kept hearing all these names, Keon Keeley. Oh, if he gets to take a picture with LeBron, he's committing. Like, we had the kid that went to Georgia, the edge rusher. We missed on every major name that we went up after last year, and I'm not hearing good things around a lot of these top names on the defensive line. Then leans other schools feel confident about them, and it's like, I know he's a legend and everyone loves Larry, and he's put his resume speaks for itself, as you know what I mean. He loves to tell you. So I mean, is it time? Because if we whiff on another defensive line recruiting class, like, how much longer can we do this? Our time's passing him by. I mean, I feel like Larry has done enough for this program and throughout his career to earn his way out of here at this point. I mean, if Larry wants to coach 2 more years, I think Larry's going to coach 2 more years. Is it the right thing? It's not my call. But I don't know. I'm nervous, man. I'm really nervous. And, just last week, we had a question on this show about what visit are we most excited for? And Cam's not here today, but I just want to do a little flashback and see what Cam had to say about which visit he was most excited about.
Ron really wanted to know.
And tell us about who you're most excited to see on campus in Columbus this month.
Cam.
Y'all know who I want to see. The chosen one. The blonde bomber. Sammy Brown, thugging with my rounds. June 23rd, the visit going down. That is the fucking guy. James Laurinaitis, I don't know if you watched this show, but if you want to be that guy, if you want to be the next Heartline, you want to be the next $2 million DC at Ohio State, get that man in the office and he's going to traject your career to the fucking moon. That's all I got to say. Sammy Brown, we need you, bro.
I'm here to tell you, I know one guy that doesn't watch this show, Sammy Brown. Because 4 hours after we recorded that shit, Sammy Brown committed to Clemson. And the visit will, in fact, not be going down. So, I mean, that's a rude start to June. I mean, 4 hours after we record this episode, Sammy Brown goes, you know what? I'm signing with God's NIL package, and I'm locking this deal in with Clemson. So, I mean, if it ain't about to be a locker boy June, they got hot girl summer. It's about to be locker boy June, because I don't think we're gonna see much more success than we saw last June. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, man. If anybody knows, I'm the one who was sticking up for Larry, man. I was like, it wasn't Larry's fault, man. He had the guys, we didn't have the NIL to come back, right? That was, the big thing. But now I hear we got the NIL, we got the money in the bag. That's not an issue. But like Ryan said, the top recruits we're hearing that they're favored to go somewhere else. So maybe this might be a Larry issue. One thing that you just cannot beat, man, is perception. Perception is reality, right? And if everybody feels like, you've missed your mark and you're not developing, that's the negative recruiting that I'm hearing being used against us, that he's not developing like he used to. And I mean, as we see, to be honest, though, I can't say, out of the guys that's been drafted on the defensive side of the ball, the last 2 years, they've been Larry Johnson guys. So, and we had a whole podcast about what he was left with. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's hard. I'm 50-50. I do believe that they need to get some young blood in there ready to take over for Larry, and have like in that James Laurinaitis or how Heartline was with Zach Smith. Like, we need something.
What about you, Q?
Yeah, I mean, I'll follow that. Yeah, I thought, man, it's time for Larry maybe to and I think if he still wants to coach, I'm happy with Larry being around. Obviously, maybe take an analyst role, like Craig was saying in the chat. Maybe take an analyst role. You don't have to go on the road. Let a dude do it for you and do all that, and still work with players. I mean, people still work with Larry Johnson. Once we get him here, they love Larry, but it's the point of actually getting him here. So I think that would be a place to start. Maybe this will be the last run from him. But I mean, I'm not just gonna dog on Larry. I think this is a big time June for the entire defensive staff, and that's Laurinaitis included because he stepped into the staff role. So for everybody missed last season. It wasn't just D line. I mean, that was the glaring one because that had the superstars in it, and everybody was excited about, but corners, safeties, linebackers, every position down the line, guys were missing left and right. So the NIL is supposedly in. We got some foundations, ready to throw some bread and help kids out. Now it's, can you close it? Can you sell them? And I think it's time that we're going to see who can really recruit, because we have some needs. We have missed on defense for a few years now for a good percentage of it. So it's time to reuse that talent, because you looking like I've been saying after this season, you look at that defensive roster, you're like, it's not necessarily like, oh man, we're gonna be dominant. I pray and hope, CJ and Sonny are absolute superstars, because they might have to cover some holes. So I mean, that's my thoughts about it, but I'm optimistic, man. It's June, it's warm outside, man. You know what I'm saying? People go on vacations and all that. Why not land a couple recruits? You know what I'm saying?
So before we get out of here, I have one more question for you. It is a big June, and we know our guy Urban used to have a saying about every coach needs to be able to recruit on his staff. Everyone recruits. We know we have 10 assistants. I want to know what recruits that Parker Fleming is going after are you guys most excited for, and do you think he's going to close the deal on any big names for us? What do you got thoughts on Parker Fleming, guys?
Man, I heard Parker Fleming been out in Australia sipping Mai Tais, looking at some Aussie style kickers, man. So that's all I can expect from him, man. I ain't expecting nothing else.
That's why Ryan Day don't pull up in the helicopter, because we got to fly Parker Fleming to Australia for vacation every summer.
Hey, it's conspiracy time. It's conspiracy time. See, the reason we don't really allow Parker Fleming, because he's like our ace in the hole, man. When he goes after a guy, he gets him, and we need to save him for our top recruits. So I think he's gonna go this cycle and really just put him on our best guys. Because when he recruits somebody, he pulls them in. He don't miss on a kicker. So.
He's like Pat Riley when he drops the rings on the table.
Yeah, that's our guy. That's our guy.
But we appreciate everyone pulling up here for Buckeye BS this Sunday and always supporting us. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Chris, Gary, Cam, Craig, all you guys. We appreciate you guys always supporting. Q, let them know where they could find you at.
All right. Well, first, don't forget, me and Chris Drew, Stay Up the Program, coming this week. I think we will be live on here on Thursday. We'll tweet out the time and make sure updates. Everybody knows where to find. But other than that, if you have questions for that, or just want to reach out to me in general, City Boy Quentin on Twitter, Flying Johnson on Instagram, here in the movies. I also do minor league films here on YouTube, and also hit that like button. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at 216_wildboy. Catch me in the spaces debating, but if you come talking that slick stuff, I'm clipping it up. I'm telling you. I'm saving all
We'll be on the show.
Yeah, we'll be on the show. I'm saving all receipts, so be careful.
Segment coming to you very soon. But Cam's not here today, but I know Cam has a special Michigan update planned this week. So I know you guys want to stay tuned for that. I know it will be one you won't want to miss, I tell you that. But I appreciate you guys pulling up. You can find me on Twitter at 2_TEES. That's 2 T's. You can find me on Twitch at 2 T's. TikTok 2 Shiesty. All of us at the Best Damn Media. We got our boy Ramon clipping up a project. We have another project coming out this week. It'll be a recruiting primer, going through all the highlights of the kids that were on visits this week. We have an interview with Zeke from Minister Recruiting later this week as well, previewing next weekend's visits. And how important they are to the program. So, yeah, we appreciate you guys pulling up, and we will see you guys next Sunday at 10. And make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss all the extra content that's going to be coming out on the Best Damn Media YouTube this week. We appreciate you guys for pulling up. Thanks.
Appreciate you.